Welcome back to the ECL online training series and Lesson 8, Datasets, Record Sets, and Filters. In this lesson, we will examine three key topics in ECL that you need to be well grounded and familiar with. Much of the documentation that you will encounter will reference these terms frequently. Let's start with dataset. To review from the last lesson, the term dataset in ECL explicitly means a physical data file in the HPCC cluster, on disk, or in memory. An ECL dataset statement is used to locate and identify these data files. Now the first example shown here references the file that we sprayed back in our spraying lesson. And you see here we have the person's dataset name is defined as, and here is a statement called dataset, and the file name that we sprayed was called online with your initials and intro and persons. And we'll talk more about the syntax as we get into our very first lab exercise. The second example here is an inline memory dataset. For example, as you can see, there's no physical file that you're referencing, so the data that you're defining is defined ad hoc, if you will, with, in this case, we have curly braces designating the individual records, and we have CG, CC, AX, BG, and AB, 5 records, 2 fields in each one of the records as defined by the second parameter of dataset. Now the term record set indicates any set of records derived from a dataset or even another record set, usually based on some filter condition to limit the result set to a subset of records. Record sets are also created as the return result from one of the built-in functions that return result sets. When a record set is used as any parameter in an ECL function, the usage of record set is permitted. Now filters are specified in parentheses following the dataset or record set name in any expression. Yes, you can use filters literally anywhere throughout your ECL files, in your ECL code. Here we have an example of a lifestyle underscore file definition name defined as poke.file underscore poke underscore TLS is a record set, and in parentheses we're filtering by a date of birth greater than 1916-04 and a date of birth less than 1962-04, and the date of birth is not equal to a blank value. Continuing with the filter concept, any Boolean expression within parentheses following a dataset or record set name is a filter expression and is used to define the specific subset of records to use. Now multiple filter conditions may be specified by separating each filter expression with a comma or explicitly using the AND operator. So here are 3 filter examples where the first one we have a multiple filter condition looking for last names greater than or equal to the letter T, and, again the comma substituted for the word and, last names less than the character U. So with a little examination here, you can see that we're filtering people by only their last names that begin with the letter T. The second filter criteria is using a greater than or equal to logic, and we're looking for trade records whose TRD underscore rate or trade rate is greater than or equal to 7. And finally, in the last example, valid trades is defined as the trades record set. Using Boolean logic, we're looking for those trade records that are not mortgages and are not yet closed. So not is mortgage, a Boolean definition, and not is closed. If both of those results are false, then we want to return that particular trades record. So this is the end of this lesson. Again, data sets, record sets, and filters. Come back to this lesson as needed to review and to differentiate between the two. And this concludes this lesson. We'll move on to some other good ECL in the next lesson. Thank you.